Have you ever been on vacation, tasted some amazing food, and then realized you can't find it anywhere back home in the U.S.? Believe it or not, the United States has banned dozens of foods that people in other countries eat every single day. From cheese that melts perfectly on bread to candies kids around the world love, these foods are forbidden in the land of the free. But why? Today, we're going deep into the world of food bans where safety, culture, and law all come together. So grab a snack, something legal, of course, and let's explore why some foods are banned in the U.S.A. but loved worldwide. Kinder Surprise Eggs. Let's start with one of the most famous bans, Kinder Surprise Eggs. These chocolate eggs, with a toy hidden inside, are a favorite in Europe, Asia, and Latin America. Kids go crazy for them, but in the U.S., they're considered illegal. Why? Because the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has a rule. You cannot sell food with non-edible items hidden inside. Officials say it's a choking hazard. Meanwhile, millions of kids around the world eat Kinder Eggs every year without issue. The irony? America sells much smaller choking hazards like gumballs and hard candies without a problem. So Americans only get the modified Kinder Joy, where the toy comes in a separate plastic container. French cheese. You're a cheese lover. This one hurts. Some of the most famous French cheeses like Roquefort, Brie de Meaux, and Camembert de Normandie are banned in the US if they're made the traditional way. The problem? These cheeses are made from raw, unpasteurized milk. In Europe, that's considered natural and authentic. But in the US, the FDA says raw milk can contain harmful bacteria like Salmonella or Listeria. The rule is strict. Any cheese sold in the US must be made from pasteurized milk or aged at least 60 days. That changes the taste completely. So while people in France and Italy enjoy rich, earthy cheeses, Americans only get the safe versions. Beluga, caviar. Beluga caviar, fish eggs from the Caspian Sea, used to be one of the most expensive delicacies in the world. Rich people would pay thousands of dollars for a small tin. But in 2005, the U.S. banned the import of beluga sturgeon caviar. Why? Because overfishing and poaching nearly drove the beluga sturgeon to extinction. The ban was meant to protect the species. Meanwhile, in Europe and the Middle East, beluga caviar is still served at luxury restaurants. In the US, wealthy diners must settle for other types of caviar like ostra or sevruga. Absinthe. Absinthe is a bright green alcoholic drink that was super popular in the 19th century Europe. Artists like Van Gogh and writers like Oscar Wilde swore by it. But it also got a scary reputation. People thought absinthe caused hallucinations and insanity because it contains a chemical called thujone, found in wormwood. The US banned it in 1912, calling it dangerous. But here's the twist. Modern science shows thujone levels in absinthe are too low to cause hallucinations. In Europe, absinthe is sold freely. In the US, it only became legal again in 2007, but with strict regulations on thujone content. Haggis. If you visit Scotland, you'll find haggis everywhere, a savory pudding made from sheep's liver, heart, lungs, oats, and spices, all cooked inside a sheep's stomach. In the US, haggis is banned because the FDA does not allow sheep lungs to be used in food. They worry that lung tissue could contain harmful fluids or bacteria. So, while Scots proudly celebrate haggis every year on Burns Night, Americans can only taste modified, lung-free versions. Fugu. Japan is famous for fugu, or pufferfish. It's considered a delicacy, but here's the catch. If prepared incorrectly, fugu can be deadly. The fish contains a toxin called tetrodotoxin, which is 1,200 times deadlier than cyanide. In Japan, only highly trained and licensed chefs can prepare fugu safely. Still, accidents happen. The U.S. has banned most imports of fugu, allowing only a few licensed restaurants to serve it under strict rules. Meanwhile, in Japan, it's seen as a culinary adventure. Horse meat. In countries like Italy, France, and Japan, horse meat is considered lean, tasty, and healthy. But in the U.S., horse meat is basically taboo. Why? Two reasons: cultural values and legal restrictions. Americans see horses more as companions like dogs than as food. In 2007, the U.S. stopped funding inspections for horse slaughterhouses, making it nearly impossible to sell horse meat legally. So, while the rest of the world may enjoy horse steak or horse sausages, in the U.S., it's strictly off the table: sassafras oil. Here's a strange one. Back in the day, sassafras root was used to flavor traditional root beer. It gave it a unique, spicy taste. But in the 1960s, the FDA banned sassafras oil because it contains safrole, a chemical linked to liver damage and cancer in lab animals. Outside the U.S., some countries still use natural sassafras flavoring. In America, root beer is now made with artificial flavors, casu marzu. If you thought the French cheeses were shocking, wait until you hear about casu marzu, a cheese from Sardinia, Italy. This cheese is made from sheep's milk and deliberately infested with live insect larvae. The maggots break down the cheese fats, making it super soft and creamy. Locals love it and consider it a delicacy. But in the U.S., it's banned due to health risks. Eating live maggots? Yeah, the FDA says no way. Red food dye, 3. This one surprises a lot of people. Certain food dyes are banned in the U.S. or heavily restricted. For example, red dye number 3, used in candies, sodas, and maraschino cherries, has been linked to cancer in lab tests. Some versions of red dye are allowed, but others are banned. The irony? In Europe, some food dyes banned in the US are still legal, while Europe bans dyes that America still allows. Shark fins. Shark fin soup is a luxury dish in China, but it's banned in many US states. Cutting off fins and discarding the shark, called shark finning, is seen as cruel and harmful to marine ecosystems. So, while shark fin soup is served at weddings in Asia, Americans can only get imitation versions made from gelatin or other seafood. Why the difference? So, why does the US ban foods that other countries enjoy? 3 main reasons: health and safety. The FDA tends to take a better safe than sorry approach. If there's even a small risk, they ban it. Cultural beliefs. Americans see certain animals like horses as friends, not food. Environment. Bans like those on beluga caviar or shark fins are meant to protect endangered species. Food is more than just something we eat. It's culture, tradition, and identity. What's considered delicious in one country might be illegal in another. From Kinder Surprise eggs to haggis, these banned foods tell us that food laws are as much about values as they are about safety. So next time you travel, don't be surprised if the foods you taste abroad are completely off limits back home in the US. Question for you: which of these banned foods would you try if you could? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more foodie videos on Foodie Circle.